The old nose just tells you when someone's not giving you the truth.
Hey, you're listening to Those Were the Days, a part of the Nostalgia Network, and we're talking Columbo.
For those of you who are new to the channel, Kwesi is our Columbo expert, and yeah, I do love it.
Yes.
But I don't live and breathe it like Kwesi does. But it's great coming back to it, and it's certainly it's one of the greatest TV shows ever.
Ever.
And I've always said that.
Yeah. Season 1, Lady in Waiting. Beth Chadwick's brother Bryce has run the family corporation since their father's death. When he tells her she cannot marry Peter Hamilton, the corporate attorney, she decides to take matters into her own hands. This episode is episode 5 of season 1, and it was released in 1971.
Yeah, well, it's classic Columbo. It's early seasons. There's always like certain standout elements to Columbo episodes, like what are the settings, what's the occupation of the villain of the week, the fashions, the cars, and things like that. They always stick in my mind. The most remarkable thing is Leslie Nielsen is in this, and he's just playing a straight character. There's no humor in it, obviously. It's great to see him in a straight role. It's a great episode. Yeah, so one thing that's been weird for me going back is, for the first time ever, I've really been in to see the contrivances and the plot holes, if you can call them that. But as we've discussed off air, it doesn't deter from the entertainment value at all.
No, not at all.
But it's just like, wow, I didn't really notice that until now, you know? I guess I've got a different set of eyes. So what I'm talking about in this one is the Beth Chadwick character.
Yes.
She shoots
her brother.
And claims she thought it was a burglar.
Right. And
she gets off the hook. Now, my question is, no, that's fine. Okay. It's a fine, it's a good as murder plot as any.
Yeah.
But the thing is, wouldn't you still number one, wouldn't you still go to prison for manslaughter? Or something? Number two, it is a stretch because, like, well, if he knocks on the door, wouldn't he say, hey, Beth, it's me, open the door? Wouldn't that be one of the questions? But yeah, all that aside, okay, so it goes to court. The jury finds her not guilty of meaningful, willingly killing the brother. Not guilty. Clink. You're free to go. And all this seems to take place in the space of a week.
Yeah.
On Columbo time. It's like, whoa! These type of things would take years to get sorted out.
You're absolutely right.
And then it's just like, not guilty. And it's like, okay, so I want to go shopping later. And it's like, wow, what? So
it's like there's no like remorse for anything done. Like it's her brother of like her own flesh and blood that she killed. Yeah. Right. No. Yeah. I get it. I understand.
But that part of her not being emotional, that's fine because, like, okay, well, that's part of her character, and she's a schizophrenic, so whatever. Or a sociopath, whatever you want to call it. I don't have a big problem with that part. It's just like the whole thing feels like it takes place within a week. It goes from killing the guy.
It is a week, I believe.
To a few days later they're in court. They've made the decision. I mean, this doesn't happen in the space of.
No, come on. I mean,
a year?
We don't know. This is 1971.
The thing is, couldn't they have just said 1 year later or something? Couldn't they have just done that?
I've never seen that in a Columbo episode.
No, you never will.
Never will. No way. Not these days. But no, I mean, let's be realistic. This is 1971. Court systems are different. The laws are different. I don't know. I mean, I'm from California. I'm from this area as well of California, but I have no idea.
I don't think they've changed that much.
Maybe not, but there are rules. There are laws now that are much different. For example, double jeopardy. So you can't try her again for murder, right? So
that's another. Yeah, well remembered. Yeah.
Now, it could have been a different charge. Like, for example, it could have been manslaughter that they were because she thought it was a burglar, like she always says. But the thing is, really, if you think he's a burglar, wouldn't that be manslaughter? You killed a human being. It's just like, I guess it was a mistake. I didn't mean to do it. Just like when you drive a car, you hit somebody on the road, right? You don't mean to do it, but it happens. Yeah. What happens to that person? He goes to jail. Yeah. Usually, right?
Yeah.
So, she took sleeping pills, which I guess they make you feel drowsy. You want to go to sleep. So you're kind of under the influence anyway. So I can understand. There's so many different ways that you could have tried her, right? And now they found her not guilty. But later on, when Columbo figures out the plot and figures out what happens and how she murders him, what are they going to try her for? Just straight murder this time? Or was it murder the last time and now it's, manslaughter?
Yeah.
Double jeopardy, you can't try someone for the same crime twice.
Yeah.
So...
I know, that was my other thing that I when I called you up on the phone.
Yeah.
That's what the other thing I mentioned. I forgot. Yeah. That's another problem to it. But yeah, I mean, I think I don't know, because I haven't watched all the episodes again recently, so... But it looks like each episode has one of these sort of we just have to let go.
Right.
And just play the artistic license card, in order for the thing. And I can say we, as the audience, we can always do that with any show.
Right.
If the other things balance it out. That's what I always say. It's like, if the plot thing is weak, as long as you have great style, great acting, great sound effect, great music score, which it does.
Yes, it does.
You can forgive a cardinal of sins for all this stuff.
For example, this episode is written by a man named Stephen Bochco, who also wrote a couple other Columbo episodes. Usually, they're really top-notch episodes he wrote. But also, the score is by Billy Goldenberg.
Yeah, and this is what I'm interested in.
Yeah, now, then he's written many different scores in Columbo, and also, I believe, in a lot of those 70s mystery shows.
Must have done. Kojak, something like that.
Right, yes. Yeah. Now, about the music, there's actually a really great resource that's online.
Do tell.
And it's a YouTube channel called Fishman.
Oh, yeah.
And Fishman, both you and I are subscribed to him.
Yeah.
And he has music from many different TV shows and movies and stuff. And the Columbo episodes, he has each episode's music score.
Yeah.
And it's just, they're a great listen when you're just kind of chilling at home. And that actually displays so much atmosphere. It gives you that vibe of being in the moment of that time period. It's great. Like, it's actually one of my favorite scores of the Columbo episodes. And it brings, so when you said all of the things that are negative about this show, just all those things outweigh.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you're a fellow nostalgist and you're watching the show, then you are no doubtedly either a huge Columbo fan or just a nostalgist in general. And that Fishman channel is a absolute must if you haven't found it already. And what's great about what he does is he gives you soundtracks where they weren't available before.
Right.
Like the music from an episode, and he's cleverly taken out all the spoken language, all the sound effects. Very hard work.
Most of it. I mean, there are some episodes that you can hear, but it's only like footsteps and it's something background noise that's not really that important.
It's not going to deter your enjoyment of it. Yeah.
But man, and also another great source.
Check the description for the link there.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's another link I'll probably put in.
Yeah.
Which is
must watch
for Columbo fans, or if you want to know about Columbo, learn about Columbo, is ColumboFile.com.
It's that simple. Columbo File, spelled PHILE.com. Link in the description, hopefully, or we'll put it on the screen here. Yeah, you must check that out. That's our go-to.
Yeah. So in terms of the acting in this episode, you mentioned Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. Well, the acting is usually pretty good in all of these episodes, and even when it's worst case scenario in Columbo, I find is like you've got the villain chewing the scenery, but that's kind of the thrill, it's kind of the enjoyment of Columbo. Like some of this one here, what's the actress's name? Sorry,
Susan Clark.
Susan Clark. She's one of the actual more sinister of the Columbo villains. She's actually quite creepy.
Yes, she is.
There's nothing
well played, by the way.
There's nothing camp or comemic about about her. The way
and later on, about 10 years later, she's in Webster. She plays Webster's mom. So and that's campy and comedic as can be.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. She's very cold and calculated.
Yeah.
I always think of the scene when she's shopping for her dress.
Yes.
And her fiance, which is played by
Leslie Nielsen.
Peter. His name's Peter Hamilton.
That's right.
He's in there. He's waiting for her when she's purchasing all these outfits. And you can tell it's kind of like when you're a boyfriend and you're with a girl or whatever, you're with your significant other, and they're shopping for things and they don't care about you. They just they let you, you can do what you want to do. She has that down to a T. and it's just really like it's awful when you hear how she reacts to him. Like, oh yeah, well, you can do what you want. She's like, yeah, well, I am doing what I want. It's just she just snaps, and it just feels like there's no. I'm so glad he gets out of that relationship because honestly, he was going to be in a world of hurt had he continued that path. I mean, she just killed her brother, to be honest. So, and she has no remorse, and that's the thing. She has no feelings for other people. You can totally tell.
Yeah, watching the plot unfold with him and Columbo is very, very good. I like that a lot.
Oh, there's one more thing, sir.
I mentioned the settings for Columbo for each episode, which I really like, and the settings that stand out in this episode are two or three. It's the hair salon.
Oh yes.
And the boutique, the fashion boutique, and the hamburger stand.
Yes.
Yeah, and that scene always it's classic Columbo.
It is classic Columbo.
Yeah, for me, like I have a checklist in my head. And I think, okay, what roads are we going to see? Will there be a eating scene? Because there nearly always is an eating scene.
He's eating
what is he going to
right?
eat?
Yeah.
Where is he going to eat it? Does he know the owner or not of the establishment?
Right.
But yeah, those girls on the I don't know what you call
they're
drive-in burger place or something.
Yeah, we don't really have them so much anymore. Like Sonic Drive-In in California is what is closest to it now. We used to have A&W too, but
it's so cool. Put the thing on the tray on the window,
and they would come out with in roller skates.
I just love the way that when Leslie Nielsen looks at his burger,
there's
nothing on it.
It's like nothing.
Not even ketchup.
He throws it on the windshield. It's like
he's not going to lower himself.
No, it's like I'm not eating this crap.
But Columbo's loving it.
But it's like little things like that. You can tell
the
they're
detail.
high class.
The detail,
Like in a regular TV show or just something that's off, like it's just, just throw it on. You wouldn't notice the details like that. That's the great thing about Columbo is that like his actions and what he does really kind of, you can see the people's reactions and they're just so subtle, but it just creates the scene. It makes the scene just feel much more alive.
Yeah.
But wow, that was a scene I wanted to mention too, by the way, because it's hilarious. It moves the plot along very well, actually, because he's getting his information that is very important to the story. But it's just very humorous how it's done, and it's well done, perfectly acted. The scene is perfectly staged. It's amazing.
What was the final piece of evidence that Columbo needed in this episode? I forget.
Ooh.
Was it the...
That's a great question, actually.
It was the grass, wasn't it? The grass on the shoes or something?
That was... I want to say there was one more.
I know. I just remember what it was. Yet again, where his wife solves it for him. It's the...
You're putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah. And the guy, Leslie Nielsen's character, he is the shot and then the alarm.
And then the alarm.
Yeah.
When she says in the police deposition.
Is it the other way around?
No, he hears the shot before the alarm, but he doesn't really mention that. He just hears it and then he turns. Then he gets out of his car.
Why would he?
And runs.
Why would he hear the alarm would go off first?
Yeah, then the shot.
Yeah.
But because actually they asked him when they were questioning them.
Yeah, straight away that night.
But the way he answers the question. It was more like, he just kind of nods his head. So it's like he knew something was wrong. He couldn't put his finger on it, basically. And then when Columbo said, you have to think about it, because he was a very honest man.
He remembers him saying, well, I think if you go back and watch it, I believe Columbo does say, he just says it's like, I'm paraphrasing, he says so quickly that I forgot he said that he remembered hearing the shot, then the alarm.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't Columbo that asked. It was another police officer.
Yeah, but he was standing.
He
there.
Heard him. He heard him.
Yeah.
Great episode, though, man.
Great episode.
So, how would you rank this if you had it's too
early.
How would you rate it? I would say.
Rate it. Yeah. I'll give it a 7 out of 10, which is not bad. No, maybe a 7.5.
Yeah.
Because I have seen all the episodes before,
right.
I haven't seen them recently
right.
on my rewatch quest. Because I know some of the ones I really love, and it's not up there with the ones I really love, but it is a good one.
I actually would agree with you. 7.5 out of 10.
7.5.
It's very well done. It's not even my favorite episode of the first season, but it's definitely in the upper echelon of the Columbo episodes. It's one of the top.
Yeah.
And there's 58 of the old school Columbo from the 70s.
Oh, really? There's 58?
58 episodes.
Okay. That's good to know.
And then after that, they did some in the 80s and 90s.
Just last question. How many composers would you say?
I can't even tell you, but I know that...
It's not different one each week, is it?
Sometimes. I can't really name them off the top of my head. I'm better with the titles.
Yeah.
And I'm also better with the actors.
Fair enough.
Directors.
I just wondered. Okay.
That was a good one to start with, though.
Yeah, Lady in Waiting. That's season 1, episode 5. Go check it out. We'll be here all week if you want to watch more Columbo. For more Columbo fun factoids and reviews, come back to Those Were the Days. That was our conversation, Creasy, and those were the days.